Hi all, it's Jaco here, back with another Catan video, but this time with a new format. Instead of playing in a ranked game, I'm playing in the Catan Community Open Tournament. In this game, I'm blue, and I'm going to be placing in the third position. I'll be jumping in throughout the game with some thoughts that I didn't express during the game, and also some post-game analysis talking about some of the decisions that I made. When you see me wearing this purple shirt, it's me from the future, and when you see me in the blue hoodie, it'll be live what I was saying during the game. I hope you guys like this new format. Definitely feel free to let me know what you think, good or bad, in the comments, and I appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, let's just jump in. Right away, I'm seeing this 8-4-10 as appealing. It's a low OR board with the 8, 11, and 12. And I think the 5-9-10 also could be interesting. 6-9-3 up top, 8-4-3. I expect either the 8-4-10 or the 8-4-3 to go first. And I wouldn't be surprised if the other one gets taken as an initial settlement spot. So like if white decides to play on the 8-4-10, I could see someone taking 8-3 with their initial settlement. So something to keep in mind. The sheep port up top is looking interesting. And in addition to being a low ore board, it's also a low brick board with just the 4, 3, and 11. So gonna see what white decides to take here. Interesting that white decides to take the 6-9-3. Probably trying to do the sheep port, but I think that this 8-4-10 is very good. I think that especially with black playing second, they should be able to find some wheat coming back. The 5-10 wouldn't be a bad like Hail Mary pick, but I think there'd be something better than that for black. So yeah, black does take the 8-4-10, and now I have to decide what my plan is with this setup, what I'm willing to play without, and what I want to prioritize. I think the 8-3-10 up here seems pretty good. Be less good if this spot was taken, if that 5-10, which could very well happen. Then I have the 5-9-10 as an out. Good. I'd also have the 6-4-11 would be quite nice. And yeah, the 4-9-11 wouldn't be bad either. So yeah, I think the 8-3-10 seems like the best bet here. And then in terms of which way I want to go, I'm trying to decide if I play the 8-3-10, I think that red would probably play something like could be like 6-3-4, 5-9-10, 6-3-11. 5-9-10 actually be better. So I think that black. I think it's just gonna be safest. I'm gonna go with the default that I like to use, which is just a point towards the edge. Even if this 5-10 gets taken, I'll still have the settlement spots are important just in general. And even though there's not that much ore on this board, doubling up on the wood could be useful. And we'll see what we're able to get with our other settlement spot. But yeah, this 8-3-10 just seems like the best play. And the other spots that I'm looking at playing next, like 5-9-10, 5-4-11, 4-9-11, 6-4-11, 6-3-11. Like, I am glad that I got to go third here because I think that this 8-3-10 pairs well with a lot of them, where now Mark in fourth position here is red is gonna have a tougher time having a good settlement, a good setup. So red decides to go full ore wheat sheep, but with very little ore. So now my question I'm asking myself is this 4911 feels natural based on getting the resources that I don't already have. I could also try and potentially go the 8-3 since I think that's less likely to be taken second now, the second spot. Also thinking about this 6-4-11 here. Closes the board a little bit more. I think that this would incentivize black to take the 5-10, meaning I wouldn't have the wheat port. If I go to the 6-4-3, is that the same? I would get the 3-1. Okay, so I think that if I go on the 4-9-11, I think that black would probably take the 6, one of these 6 sweet spots. Do I want to risk it and go try and get all the way to the 3-1? I feel like I probably shouldn't, but I think I want to. So yeah, let's have some fun here. Let's do this. We have pretty good wood brick, and another thing is that I should be able to build through this 311 to connect my roads if I want to. And yeah, getting this 8-3, I just feel like I would be pretty unstoppable. I think that what black's gonna do is take this 6-3-4 and point towards the 8-4, which leaves this 6-11-12 open for white, which means that 8-3 will be available. But let's see what white decides to do here. And I think that black is my main competitor this game. Black's definitely who I'm most worried about. I'll be blocking this 6 wheat whenever I can. I think black got by far the best settlement spot with the second pick, which means that you get a second settlement that's better than you should have. Because normally first position takes something with this 8 ore, and has one more settlement spot gone by the time that they're picking their next spot. White takes the 5-10, which isn't great for me. So I did consider this a bit in the game, but I don't think that I considered enough the 6-3-4 as my second settlement spot. I was wrong, and white wound up playing on the 5-10, even though I think the 6-11-12 was probably better, since white could then point to the wood port, start with the rare brick and ore, and then the double up on the 6 wood, and then with the sheep port, and then go to the 4-11, getting even more sheep and getting the wood port for their doubled 6. That is kind of what I thought that white was going to play after black took the 6-3-4. And if that were the case, I do like the 9-4-11. I was afraid that if white took the 6-11-12, started with a brick, and then was able to roll a 6, or just like get a wood in general before I did, then my game would be in very bad shape. But I still get to try and go for this 3-1. That's still my first priority. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this game goes. Do I want to make any trades here? Do I want to build a road? I'll go ahead and pass. Black shouldn't be able to cut me off without any wood. And I have to worry about black trading their brick to white to help white get this 3-1 spot instead of me. I don't really like that black's getting these easy wood trades. Maybe I can try and snipe the trades if white's willing to trade away their extra wood. Because I want to make sure that black isn't getting them. So this is for a settlement. I think because I'm just gonna pass. Because I think that building a road shows my hand a little bit more, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe building the road is good. Wow, red already with a city. That's not good for me. Feeling I just need 2 wood. I think that white is gonna take this trade for the brick. I think that it would have been a decent idea here for me to try and trade my wood for an ore and a card, or maybe just an ore if black wasn't willing to do that. I think that I was holding on to the small hope that I could get to the 8-3 before white did a little bit too much. And I think that getting an ore here for my wood that I produce a lot of, I would likely be able to city a lot faster and go for some other way of advancing in the game. Yeah, hmm, now white gets a really good trade, black gets the settle, and I'm not gonna be able to get that spot, I don't think. Um, man, this setup is not as good without the wheat port. So or the A3. I don't think there's any wood out there. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a development card. Hopefully that helps me. Could have tried to trade for a city actually. Trade a brick for an ore. I don't think that anyone's willing to trade ore, but we'll see if white decides to settle on the 3 for 1, or if they're also gonna try and get to the 8-3. If they try and get to the 8-3, then nope. Okay. Well, that's not very good. So I tried to be too greedy, and now I might pay for it. I think now I'm gonna definitely play the knight, and I wanna block the 6 wheat, and I wanna steal from black. I think black is just in the best position. I get a sheep. So here, I was ducking under the camera. The camera was in my way in order to see exactly where to click when I was trying to trade for wood. So, sorry. Um, and I'm just gonna play a road here and pass. So, initially, I wasn't that excited about the idea of the settlement that I would maybe get on the 8 wood and the ore port. I was thinking that I would probably be able to go to the wheat port if white hadn't placed there. But also now, in addition to kind of missing out on some of my other spots, because more brick has rolled than expected, doubling up on the 8 wood is very crucial, and my next objective of going to the 311 to settle, or all the way out to that 8 ore. So now I'll get to settle and then build roads pretty quickly with the doubled wood on the 8. And I already have the brick in hand. Oh no. Okay. Well, that's still scary, but at least black isn't, like, fully ending our game. Yeah, black's in just such a strong setup. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and settle here.
And already 1/8 would mean that I would be able to build 3 roads if I wanted to.
Should be trying to trade and get wheat from red. Get a sheep. I'm now at risk of sevening out.
Black is about to play a knight here, and I wind up typing in the chat that I want to get stolen from because I have 8 cards. And in this case, it's a bit of like reverse psychology. I think that when you're losing, I talk about this a lot in this video and in other ones, but when you're losing, variance is your friend. When you're losing, you need some luck often in order to get back into the game. And so I really want every card that I have in order to have just the most resources possible. And the odds are that I won't roll a 7 most of the time. Trying to get black to steal. But yeah, I don't mind getting stolen from there. It's probably a brick. I might try and just dash for this 8 ore. Just just because I think that is such a good just makes the 8s very powerful. And let's see, I don't think there's any wheat out there. I would rather trade a sheep actually. I should have started with that. In game, I remember not considering at all the idea of trading for a wood. And hypothetically, it would be really nice to trade a sheep for wood here because then with 2 more wood, with 1 more 8 roll, I would have enough wood to
Do this.
get to a road settle on that 8 ore. And I would get my hand down to less cards and be less likely to 7 out.
I'm just gonna build this road. I am not doing so well, so I'm more willing to take a risk right now than I would normally. Because I am likely to need longest road in order to win this game, the 8 ore is also important for me because if I get there, then the amount of roads that I can maximize my best road length at becomes a lot bigger than if like white goes there, then my chances of longest road are also pretty bad. It's also the spot that black's eventually going to want to go for. I don't really want to do that. I would do that. I would also do it for just a wheat. Ugh. Okay. I want to trade away the sheep here. I really need more than one. And I'll do like this, because then I need 1/8 to get my 3 wood. And then I need a wheat and a brick roll. See if we can get this come back. So I think what white did here, figuring out exactly what black had in their hand and not taking the trade, is a great way to just pick up a little bit extra information from your opponent. I do think that the brick and ore would have been valuable for white, but I think that regardless, it was a good play. Yeah, I think white's not gonna take it. It's quite nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and build this road. Again, I'm behind, so I'm more willing to take risks. Black gets a 12 for more ore. I guess maybe white could fight for army. So as I suspected, black has become the biggest threat this game, and I'm quite nervous that black could take road and army and just win very quickly. And so I'm typing in the chat here trying to make sure that someone else is gonna be going all out for army in order to stop black from winning quickly. And I know with my situation, I don't want to be me. I want to be fighting for road. And so, yeah, that's just a little bit about what's going on here. That's not good. Unfortunately, white did a trade that I didn't want. Okay, this trade's good for me. And we do it again, actually. Should I buy a development card? I think I should with 7 cards. Ooh, that's quite spicy. A monopoly there is very nice. So now there's at least four ore out there. I'd like to save the monopoly if I can and make a probably for wheat. No, I don't know. I do have the ore port, which could help with the monopoly. Also means that I could settle right now, but I'd rather not 2 for 1 the ore that's pretty valuable. And can't expand. When black places their 5th settlement, now black really needs to get a city. That is going to be the biggest objective for black, assuming they're not able to win with 5 settlements, largest army, longest road, and 1 victory point. That's a pretty narrow path. I think we do have a chance again. Wheat is very valuable right now. Because black isn't able to build another settlement and a city is going to be so crucial, I think I just want to emphasize even more that I would not have traded in the 4 for 1, giving up all those valuable ore in this situation. I think that's probably a mistake from black. Producing so much wheat. Like now a 6 is gonna roll, I bet, and okay, not this turn, but does this help white? Um, good port. Also just like wait. Just build a road and wait for a better spot instead of would you do something like that? Probably not. Okay, I'm just gonna build this road. And again, I'm feeling behind, so I'm gonna hold instead of porting the 2 ore for wheat. I am nervous that black well no, black has their settlement now. So yeah, now black gets the 2 wheat and just ported 4 ore that would really help for a city now. So now there's at least 6 wheat out there. I think 7. Yeah, definitely at least 7 because white had a wheat before getting 2. Now there's potentially a beat at least 8 wheat to monopoly. Okay, now 6 wheat to monopoly, 5 wheat. 6 wheat. I don't think that a monopoly now is gonna be the time to monopoly. I can settle on my own. And yeah, now black's trying to trade for ore. You had it. You had it, black. Oh, okay. I hate doing this. The city's a lot harder to do. And yeah, definitely stealing from black. This is the most powerful spot for black. And I don't think that there's no way this is a trade right now. And yeah, I'll just hope for the best now. That's an unfortunate 7. Okay. Red buying those development cards is probably good for like the overall course of the game. I will need to worry about connecting my roads, but I think that can be an objective for later on. I totally get here that red has 2 cities, but I find it hard to imagine red getting to 10 points in this game because it's gonna be very difficult now that black has taken up all of the settlement spots that red was most likely to go
Okay,
to.
so black has army.
Red's gonna have to either build 2 roads and get to the 912 and settle before black does, or go to the 311 before I do. And I think that both of those scenarios are less than a 50-50 proposition. I get that red is fighting black for army, but I think that black gets a little bit too focused on
Red with
red
the
throughout
self
this
block.
game.
I like it.
I do think, I mean, that is the best block. Maybe I was too quick to hold on to the wheat looking back. I hadn't had it for so long. I think that got in my head a little bit. Yeah, but we'll see. Okay, wow. Black wins with a road here, has an ore in hand. Need to use my mono before the game runs out of time. Or one road wins. I don't know that there's any wood out there. I also don't really want to. If black has wood, I think I just need to mono the sheep. This is like just so bad. um, but I don't know. I need to. I need to do something. Okay, two victory points. I'll do this for wood. I think only might just be black that has a wood though. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna bother to 4 for 1 for the wood. Hopefully white can take road temporarily. Could have also citied. So going back to this decision here on playing the Monopoly and getting everyone's sheep, and also to buy 2 development cards instead of porting away my sheep for an ore and building a city. I do think that it was the right decision for me to monopoly the sheep. Because it's a tournament game, there is some value in if I finish at, let's say, 4 or 5 points, which I was looking at the possibility of instead of 3 points, as opposed to it being all about the winner. still a lot about the winner, but there is some value in that, and playing the Monopoly slightly reduces black's odds of winning. However, I do think that citying probably the 4-9-11 would have been a smarter decision with those sheep than to buy 2 development cards. If I'd known that I was gonna get 2 victory points, I would have been quite happy with my decision to get those 2 victory points instead of a city. But realistically, I've already gotten 1 mono, and I'm not gonna get largest army, so there's just not that many cards in the deck that are helping me a lot, and so, yeah, I think that buying the 2 development cards was probably, a mistake for me, but because I got 2 victory points, it worked out in my favor, and as I said before, when you're behind, variance can be your friend. Okay, that's good. White could be at 8, but seems unlikely. Um, that's in lane. Trying to get a wood. I'm definitely willing to trade with red. Okay, so now I have a chance again. I just need to take road and build 2 cities, or a city and a settle on the 311. Um, black has a road in hand. I'm kind of questioning my decisions here and trying to work out how likely it is that black wins on their turn before playing this road. I need road in order to win, so it's not really worth saving it for white, in my opinion. Plus 2 more cards. Okay. Yeah, black's getting hit hard with the robber. Here, I realized that it would be good if Liz and I also knew what red stole from black, so we knew what we needed in order to stop black from getting longest road and how close they were to potentially winning. Okay, that's good that black lost a brick. I actually think that I can win long term, as can white. I think that red is, like, the least likely to win in this game. And I feel like I haven't even been playing that well that game, but I have quite a decent chance, which is nice. Interesting that white ports everything for a development card. I don't think that I would want to bother for having a plow. So this wouldn't be just any ordinary plow. If I built a settlement on the 9-2 before white did, then I would be able to shorten white's maximum road length and keep them from having longest road. But one downside that I need to consider if I do this is, does it let black win? Because if I cap white's max road length and I'm not able to lengthen my own, then maybe it just lets black win too quickly instead of actually helping
Would
my
red
game. I
want
might
this?
need white to have longest road temporarily until I get it and can win. And so if I do that, it's an irreversible decision if I block white and settle on the 9-2. I'll do that with red. I'm really not too afraid of red. This extends the longest road as well. For black not to be able to sneak it. Okay, I really don't want to 7 out unless does black have that's one road, another wood. People are giving black a hard time, and I think rightfully so. Okay. Also does put road a lot more out of reach for me, though. Unfortunately. I can still, like, plow here. It'd be a crazy, crazy way to win. I do want to leave the door open for that a little bit more now. I'd like the city first, if I can. So, I am open to playing a road and a settlement and cutting off white's longest road. So then I would have longest road. But at this point in time, it would only get me to 9 points. And if red doesn't take army from black, then black's going to win before I can get to 10 points. If I play a road settle, cut off white, they're going to get to 10 points before me, unless red can take largest army. Black was just kind of flailing for trades there, but no one was going to trade black because they're in such a strong position. I'd really like wheat. I think red would want this. You do this, actually? Okay, I will do this. Fine. Okay. So now I just need to take road and city. I don't really know that there's any victory points left. Like, they could already be gone. Wow. I think the 8 ore is probably the best block for white here. And the bot finds it. Even though I think the 8 ore is the right block, I'm still pretty surprised that white decides to take a non-block agreement with black here instead of me when we both offer our brick. But unfortunately, I get stolen from instead of black, and black is able to keep their full amount of cards. What does that do? Okay. I believe white that she's at 8. Okay, black gets a city. So white here mentions in the chat that the deck is hot, meaning that she's saying there's a lot of victory points left in the deck. I don't say anything out loud, but I don't really agree with white's assessment of the deck being hot. Knowing that I have 2 victory points, I think it's fairly likely, and also that Liz has a victory point. That only leaves 2 victory points that there could exist, and there's 4 other development cards that have been bought that could be those victory points. So I don't plan to buy any more victory points with that hypothesis. But I'm not also not gonna say anything in the chat because I think that that just makes me seem like more of a threat, and I want people to be buying the development cards instead of doing other things because I don't think there's many victory points left in the deck. I'm not sure. Liz also could have said this in the chat in order to throw other people off. Like I said, we want black and red to be buying development cards when there aren't as many victory points. I think black is a bigger threat of winning, like, to me. I think red has a hard time getting any more points. It's not red. That's unfortunate. I really need that 11. Hopefully I can roll a 7 and block the something else. Okay, I can't plow anymore. So I'm also nervous here, and I get pretty focused and contemplating basically, do I still have a chance to win? Because I know that white has extended their road already to 10, and it's possible that Liz is able to play more roads on her max road length than I can before I get the chance to. And so, yeah, I'm quite nervous about that, and I really need to make sure that I don't miss my window of winning because I don't think there's any chance that I could win this game without longest road. Um, I just don't think that trade helps me. I don't think it helps me because at this point in time, I'll need 3 more roads and now 2 more roads in order to get longest road if Liz doesn't build anymore. And because whenever I get 1 wood, I get 2 wood on that 8, and also the 8 is more likely to roll than a 4 or a 3, I decide not to make the trade because I don't think it helps me, and also it helps red, which even though I'm not that worried about red winning, still is an extra small factor. Okay, so the other mono gets played by red. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get longest road. I think white's gonna be able to stay ahead the whole time. I need like very specific rolls. I haven't gotten any wheat or ore recently. Do I want to try and trade for anything? I think the answer is probably no because it doesn't really do that much for me, and people are more likely to give better trades for me on their turn. And yeah, I also will want more information before deciding to trade with anyone of how much it helps them. And so, yeah, ultimately, I just ended my turn. Okay, the 11's quite good. 4 is quite bad. Um, I get a trade for wheat. What about I do this? Okay, and then I want a city here. A 3 and an 8 could win. Which is exactly why I decided to city the 8-3-10, because I need 3 more roads in order to get longest road at this point. I think that red might be able to get to this 9-12 now. But still, I think that helps my chances of winning a lot. Okay, I'm pretty close. 3 wins. The 4 win? I just need 2 roads? No, I need 3 roads. I need a 3. Hopefully red gets blocked now. Yes, okay, 3 wins. Here we go. A 3. A 3 for all 3s. It's funny that I traded the brick away. But come on. One time, a 3. A 3. A 3. Oh, almost. Almost. Man, that would've been awesome. Okay, I think let's hope that white doesn't build another road here. I might actually be able to. That's scary. Why why was I the block there? Realistically, I do think that it makes sense for black to block me. It was more saying this was just more of like a shock factor of I haven't been robbed. Why does it have to be now when I'm so close? I assumed that red was gonna get black. I should have done it for a brick. Oh, why didn't I? Shoot. Okay, what do I need now? I need to like have someone be silly. No, I need a 3. A 3 still wins. 3. Shoot. Um, this could be my last chance. Do this. I think that's the best trade to try and get through. I'm not sure if red would have offered this trade if I hadn't been stolen from, but if I had managed to get that non-block and gotten a brick for my ore, that trade would have given me the win. Come on, Jake. Okay, well, might have missed my chance by not taking the non-block. And here, I didn't consider at all porting my ore for a brick and building one more road. I think that if, let's say, a 3 rolls, then I want to port it for wood instead. And so I don't know that using it for a brick is the most efficient way. And also, I'm only at 5 cards, so I'm not close to 7ing out yet. And I think that white would be more likely to build another road if I am showing that I'm at 11 rows instead of at 10 rows with the ability to build a road in my hand. And this is just a textbook example of when you should trade with someone when they're getting to 9 points. I know for a fact that this does not win red the game. I know that it gets red to 9 points, but in this scenario, if I want to win, it's probably going to be on this turn. I know red's not going to win with this trade, but it gives me a much better chance of winning on my turn by doing it. And that's exactly the trade that you want to make. If red doesn't win, it greatly improves my odds of winning on my turn. Yeah, whoa, okay. I have one in hand. Come on. Does black have the win in hand? Mark said the same thing as me. Oh man. See, I wouldn't have won. I wouldn't have had the win in hand without this trade. But I just need to avoid 7. Mm. So here I'm scrolling up to see if I 7 out, how do I make sure that I can still build 2 roads?
Does
Who do I
white
steal
have
from?
wood?
And what cards do I discard in order to
Probably.
maximize that chance?
It would have wheat otherwise. Does white have any wheat recently? Okay. GG. Let's go. How did I win this game? How did I win? Wow. How I like the whole I don't know. I just I didn't think that I would win this game. I don't know. Um yeah, I got lucky, I guess that white didn't think it was worth extending, but I was hoping that like the focus would be on red from that trade. Wow. I got to move on to the next game of the tournament, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this one and see you in the next video. I know this was a little bit longer of a video and I apologize if the camera's in the way of some of the stats, but thank you so much to everyone who's gotten this far. I really appreciate it. If you have any feedback on the new format, I would also really appreciate that. And it would really help if you liked and subscribed to the video if you've gotten this far. I hope that you enjoyed it. And those things really help me out a lot and make me more likely to want to continue making Catan content in the future. But yeah, thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy the next video. Coming soon.